Okay, welcome to this vlog. My name is Ari and I've lived in this school all in all for about a year, maybe a bit more. And for this week's vlog, I'm asking people in the loft to find objects in the loft that remind them of a story that has something to do with either this place and living here or with Kung Fu. And to give you an example, I wanted to start with one story and an object that I found. And the object is this. So, and when I looked at this object, I was reminded of a moment in meditation when after I'd been here for my first longer kind of period. I think I was here for about 4 months. And when I got home, I continued the locking the monkey meditation. The monkey there reminded me of this. And there was a moment when I was realizing that I was still holding on to some muscles here, and so I tried to release. Then I felt there was something more that I could release, and even more, and even more. And at some point, I felt that there was still something that I couldn't let go of. And in that moment, might sound quite big now, but in that moment it felt like I'd found my soul, like the only thing I couldn't let go of. And this feeling lasted for a couple of days, and I always felt, wow, I can reconnect to myself somehow in this area, because this is the point that I can't let go of anymore. Well, and it lasted for a couple of days, and then afterwards took me a long time until I had a similar experience again. And sometimes now then when I do the Qigong, it pops up a little bit, but it's never been as intense as in that moment. So that's my story with this object, and yeah, I'll have some other people tell some stories, and let's see what they experienced here. Enjoy.
Hello, I'm Anna. And I will tell you my story about this meditation pillow and why I always have to giggle when I sit down for meditation. Because I remember we was having a night session here, so we stand up at 4 o'clock in the night, doing a long meditation session, I think for 2 hours or something. And I remember that I was sitting there and I was so in pain. My legs I have to straighten them like all 5 minutes. And I always think, okay, I can't handle this. And I watch the others, and all the others were sitting there like really quiet. It looks like they are all in peace, and I was suffering. And for me, it's so funny because actually, in former time, I was working a lot with pain. I was a freelancer artist, and I also perform as a body artist. That means I put hooks to my body and hang myself up on hooks, hanging on hooks. What really is for some people unbelievable how I can handle this pain. And this is the thing what makes me giggling, because I'm not able to sit there in silent. I can't handle the suffering. And this is really interesting for me to see the body-mind work and the willpower behind it. And yeah, this is my story.
Thank you.
Hi there. I chose this beautiful roll thing, I have no idea how it's called, because it actually saved my life here. It's pretty much my best friend. I had some really bad knee pain in the past that was like really after too much workout, I was really stuck for a couple of weeks. And arriving here, of course, because it's very demanding physically and especially on the knees, and I didn't know also maybe how to move better. Steve gave me this exercise that really helped me survive through the hard training here. It's basically getting that roll close to the knee and then just rolling all the way to the hip. And meanwhile, I try to get the spot that hurts as much as possible, and I stay 2 minutes on it. And then I go to the next spot that hurts a lot, and again 2 more minutes. And when I was told to do this exercise, it also changed. Like, instead of spending 3 weeks really struggling with my knee, I ended up spending just a couple of days. And at that moment when I learned it, it was like, it really changed everything. It kind of also made me stay in the school in a way that I found, okay, I can definitely also heal, because I was really doubting at that moment because of my physical condition and hard training, and also everything was new and I wasn't sure if I was doing it right or whatever. And this really, it has quite a story. It's very precious to me.
Okay. Thank you.
So my story is about this monkey. This monkey usually stands there. There's a kind of another shrine of serenity inside this hall. In the retreat, we had 10 days of doing mostly meditation and Qigong, not speaking. And in this kind of situation, all kind of objects and figures or just views in your daily life inside the retreat gets different lives, different stories. And I remember we were standing long hours. I remember sweating. It was in the middle of the winter, like encountering all the hardships and then looking at him. And he just stands there, you know? He just stands there. He's doing that. He's there. He's like fully in the structure, fully in the Qigong, with the expression, with everything. Especially when we used to stand this stance. I felt like the monkey, you know? Every time I thought it's like, oh shit, it's so difficult. What am I doing? Oh my God. I used to look at this monkey and feel like him, you know? He can do it, I can do it, you know? I'm there, like him. So he was one of my best friends during those times in the retreat. And this is my Qigong story.
Thank you.
If you want, you can smell one. You have to rub the leaf a bit and then just hold it on your nose.
Wow. It's surprising.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bonbon.
Yeah. This is the scent of the geraniums. And I remember when I came here to the school, there was I call her the old geranium mother plant, which was standing there in this room, and I one day came to just, I don't know, touch it and rub a bit on it, and then my whole, like, everything just smelled like this intense, like, sweet and very, they say, harmonizing scent. So yeah, I thought I will always take a cutting of the plants and grow them a bit And this is one of the cuttings I'm very proud of. Like I took it when it was a very small plant, just like a cutting from the mother plant, repotted it, and I repotted it when one of our long-term students, Stasia, left the school. And I said, this is something that will always stay here while you leave. And it was the first of all the geraniums here, since I'm here, that suddenly started to have blossoms, like these purple blossoms, and it grew like crazy, and it doesn't stop blooming. Like it's an ongoing beauty. Every day I come here, so the kung fu goes on, you know. Eventually you leave the school, but it just goes on and it goes on. And whenever I think about Stasia, I look at the plant, I'm like, yeah, I think she's doing good, you know, because the plant is good. And what's very interesting is that I feel also all these plants, they have a bit a different character. Like here you see one who's a bit like a banana. No, but like besides they all like they build something else and they become a bit different. And I can show you the other plants that we have here, the other geraniums. And they're very much following also the light. And here, for example, you see this geranium is on a different spot, of course, here on our where we have images of our teachers who brought a lot of power and spirit to this place. And this one here just goes straight up. It just goes straight up, and I don't know where it wants to go. But I just water it, or we water it, we take care for it, and see what it's gonna tell us. Yeah. And maybe last I show you the mother plant, just so you
Okay.
So you know. We moved recently here into a new spot because I felt like it needs a bit more energy, somehow a bit more light, and here the angle is good. And then suddenly it starts, if you see now, it starts to grow all these small leaves out of spaces that were for a long time dead. Here, small leaves, small leaves, small leaves, 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 leaves. All by each other they come, and it comes back to life. Here, small leaves. And yeah, that really also increasingly started when we start to trim it a bit. And almost like take energy away from it, and now it just, comes back.
Sometimes you have to take energy to get more.
Ah, herrlich.
This is the message of this vlog.
Or just come in the morning, you know, when you start training or enter the hall, smell the plants, listen a bit what they tell you, and the day will be a great day. At least for 10 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.